Busia John Jinapor on a Minister of Energy will reply MPP for a Afenyo Markin under MPP MPs more Parliament will demand for a load shedding timetable. Ye in any saying dumso kakre koso. Na MPP for Akim Bonnie trap almost setting President Mahama. When so be for minister so may also be procure fuel I the generate the electricity or man yet. So to say by NDC for bar no dumsor start here. Now be a case okay, President Mahama before so be for them to 2016 no dumsor only as I come back say okay, any time President Mahama will be a dumsor by people for by dumsor no. And Honorable Jinapor I replied MPP for Parliament, we intend money to join Parliament or see doom so be anyhow, so nobody is going to get a load shedding timetable.
The platform as one of the debaters, I'll give you 10 minutes. Other than that, I wouldn't give you that. Yes.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, this is my third term as a member of Parliament in this chamber. Mr. Speaker, everybody in this chamber can have his or her own opinion. As for opinions, we cannot agree that we should have the same opinion. But Mr. Speaker, as for facts, facts are sacrosanct. And I mean sacrosanct. Mr. Speaker, secondly, you can't contrive, manufacture your own facts and foist it on the people of Ghana or MPCL. Mr. Speaker, a factual inaccuracy which
I is watching you
as a pharmacy.
John, the way minority leader is looking at you.
Yes. He is impressed. I used to debate him here. I used to debate him when he was an ordinary member. Yes. Today he's been elevated as a minority leader. And I give him that respect as minority leader. Minority leader, I salute you. May I proceed? Mr. Speaker, in proceeding with alacrity, let me state on authority that there is no load shedding going on now. That is a statement of fact. That is a statement of fact. It is true. It is true that we inherited an anemic, emaciated, run down, near collapse energy sector. It is true, no doubt about that. It is true that when we took over, the power sector was hugely challenged. It is true that when we took over, the power system was unstable. But by dint of hard work, under the able leadership of His Excellency, John Dramani Mahama, I wish to state that not only are we producing enough for the country, we are exporting 300 megawatts to our neighboring countries. Mr. Speaker, it is true that today in the energy sector, there is a ballooning debt of 80 billion cedis. They inherited a debt of 9 billion. They inherited a debt of 9 billion. They collected extra levies, 45 billion. Despite collecting 45 billion, they've handed over a debt of more than 80 billion to this administration. Mr. Speaker, we are in Ghana. The norm here is that we speak in Ghanaian cedis. If you want me to deal with the dollars, I'll deal with it. But Mr. Speaker, let me state this. That what President Mahama did here was to present a true state of the nation's address. The economy of Ghana was Mr. President, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, receive it, Mr. Speaker. When I describe you as Mr. President, Mr. Speaker, receive it. Who knows? In the next 40 years, you could be the president of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, we are doing whatever we can to hold the system. Today, there was a cabinet meeting And I can tell you that under the able leadership of the finance minister, Dr. Kasiel Atufosin, we will turn around this economy, put it on a path of growth, create jobs, improve industrialization, and restore macroeconomic stability. Mr. Speaker, it's not for anything that we had an overwhelming majority. And if you look at this chamber for the first time, our side of the house, we start right from here. From here. Numbers. And we move all the way and go beyond that side. And move all the way and go beyond that side. And move that way. Now, look at that side. That's the minority side. Mr. Speaker, that should tell you that the people of Ghana were fed up with this administration. What I like, and my sister rightly said that, the President Mahama should consider their side when it comes to appointments. Don't worry. In an all-inclusive government, you can apply. All you need to do is to defect and join us, and you'll be considered for an appointment. So it's not a problem at all. But Mr. Speaker, we can only achieve this objective and this feat if we work together. Despite our differences, President Mahama has made it clear that he will be a president who will represent all shades. And so I will encourage the minority side. It's not just enough to criticize. Sometimes also proffer some suggestions like we used to do. Mr. Speaker, I used to sit right there where my good friend Honorable Tampuli used to sit. And you will recall that during debates, not only did we criticize, we proffered sound alternatives that can help this country. On that score, Mr. Speaker, I want to state that on Tuesday, when the budget is presented, we shall marshal all our forces and debate this side toe for toe, head to head, eyeball to eyeball. And I tell you that debate is going to be a rumble in the jungle, I tell you. Mr. Speaker, on that note, let me thank you for giving me this opportunity to address this house. You would continue to be the good friend that I know, and may God bless you, Mr. Speaker. I thank you very much.
Honorable Thomas Walanyo Tepu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As you rightly said, my leadership made me catch your eye on your desk. Thank you very much. And let me join my colleagues in thanking our Excellency, President John Dramani Mahama, for coming to the House to deliver the State of the Nation's address. The best in 8 years. The best in 8 years. That gave hope. That gave hope to the youth on the streets of Ghana. And I'm particularly happy about the job creation message the President delivered. Mr. Speaker, unemployment has been a headache of our nation for some time now. As at now, as the President said, 2 million Ghanaian youth are unemployed. It means the previous government left us 2 million Ghanaian youth unemployed. And every year, from the Statistical Service, we have more than 100,000 youths that add up to the unemployment basket. Over the years, the previous government have created millions of jobs on paper. Millions of jobs on paper that we've never seen materialize. What they know to do best, Mr. Speaker, what they know to do best is to change names of employment instruments that have been created by NDC. One, NEP, National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program, which was established by NDC. The name was just changed to NEP by this particular by the previous government. YEA, was started by NDC, and the name was just changed. NAPCO, the most interesting thing about NAPCO was 2016, after MPP took over the realm of affairs. YEA had a model called Youth in Paid Internship. Mr. Speaker, this particular program is supposed to be a buffer for youth or national service personnel who have just graduated from their service. We give them employment for a number of years so that they can use that opportunity to look for a job. 2016, when MPP took over power, we had 10,000, because I work with YEA, we had 10,000 youth that were prepared for youth in paid internship. A letter came from the office of the vice president, those who are singing the song of this government terminating appointments of the youth. So listen, a letter came from the office of the vice president to YEA for all those youths who were employed to be withdrawn. To be withdrawn. I can prove it. And that time, the current CEO, the current general secretary of the New Patriotic Party was the CEO of YEA. You can find out from him. They terminated the appointments of over 10,000 youths who were employed. And what they did was to create NAPCO. But because they were not the originators of the idea, today NAPCO has collapsed. A lot of youths have worked for months, they didn't pay them, and they intentionally collapsed NAPCO. This was what they did. President John Mahama said he didn't come here to lament. But the lamentation, you could see that it is from this side of the house. Opposition for 2 months, and they are lamenting more than anyone in this world. They are giving out brilliant ideas. Why didn't they implement those ideas 2 months ago? Mr. Speaker, President Mahama came and gave hope to the youth. He made it clear to us that youth in apprenticeship program is going to help the youth. It was in our manifesto. And I was surprised that my fellow youth stood up. This is just the first State of the Nation address. The budget is coming. Yes, it was in our manifesto. First year, we are going to train 10,000 people. First year, we are going to train 10,000 people. It doesn't mean that for the 4 years, we are going to train 10,000. No. Aside this, he said 1 million youths. 1 million youths in coding, ICT. You spoke about ICT. Accra Digital Center. We established that place before Bawumia became a vice president. Today you are touting achievement in ICT sector. Who laid the foundation? And you can't mention one thing that you did to lay the foundation for this ICT thing you've been talking about, the digitalization you've been talking about. Mr. Speaker, not only the coding, we spoke about the Okada business. You can see almost every constituency, the Okada business has come to stay. These youth whom you left unemployed, 2 million youth whom you left unemployed, have sat down and thought of how to create business for themselves. President Mahama said, we are going to formalize that system. So that they can also benefit from Mr. Speaker,
Honorable John Dako, please.
President John Mahama said,
Honorable member,
if you are a man,
Honorable Alanyo, please address me.
Mr. Speaker, President Mahama said, we are going to formalize the Okada business. Because of that, even the chief executive of DVLA recently was in Rwanda to learn about how Rwanda did their own. That is a leader. Mr. Speaker, not that alone. We spoke about Nkukwan Kete, which they use, sang song. Yes, youth in poultry, youth in agribusiness. This was what President Rawlings started. youth in agribusiness. That is exactly what we are going to bring on board. Mr. Speaker, President Mama came here, gave hope to the people of Ghana, gave hope to the ordinary Ghanaian on the street, gave hope to the women, because the Women Bank is also coming to assist not only NDC women, including our friends at the other side, the women. It's a national project that will benefit all of you, your constituents. So you are supposed to applaud him instead of every day standing up as if they were coached that Mama came here to lament. President Mama did not come here to lament. He came here to give us hope that will affect everybody in this country. Yeah. Mr. Speaker, on this note, I would like to thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you.
And to let the youth of this country know that the hope they voted for has arrived. The jobs are coming, the businesses are coming, monies are coming for their businesses.
Thank you so much.
Everybody will do well in this particular government. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Honourable members, before I take